You know, Chad, I've been thinking about making this video for a while. I didn't know what would be happening in my life when I made this video, but I just kind of knew the time was coming eventually. So I just had it in my head that I'd make this video eventually. It's just one of those things, like you know things are coming, but you don't know when they're coming. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to get sappy on this video. I'm just being real raw with you guys. And just recently, man, you know, I'm a new dad. Got a beautiful little 8-month-old daughter. You know, everything's good. Life is good. Loki's healthy. Cass is healthy. My daughter's healthy. Everything's good. But it's such an odd feeling for me because everything is going so well, you know? Where I have this sense of like anxiety that I never had. Anybody else feel this way? Like life is going so good, everything is lining up, but yet I still feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not enough. I have these feelings of like I'm a failure. And the fact that I'm not reaching my full potential, I'm letting people down. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but my channel's been growing like crazy. You guys have been awesome. Everything's lining up for me. Life is going so well right now. But yet I still have this sense of anxiety and almost dread of a feeling of I'm not doing enough, I'm not enough. And I know we keep the channel light. I know we're usually laughing, giggling. Come here, Lokes. Where you at, bud? Come here, buddy. You hear a baby crying? You can do whatever you need to today, bud. Well, come up here. Come on. Okay, go to your place. Go. He's just trying to jump all over me. But I've been feeling this sense of just that I'm not doing enough. I don't know, is that a man thing? I don't go to therapy or anything, chat. And I usually keep my life very lighthearted. I'm always joking. I'm always jovial. I'm always happy. I'm always optimistic. And this is the first time in my life that I've felt anxiety. When I was at VidCon a few weeks ago with like Jack Morgan, which is YouTube's convention, by the way, if you don't know what that is. Basically a YouTube convention full of creators, fans, whatever. And it's the first time I'd been away from... I take that back. It was the second time I'd been away from Cass and baby Nichs for an extended period of time. And it was the first time I had ever felt a sense of anxiety. Heart racing. You know, you try to take a breath. You can't get a full breath in. Like I didn't feel like I could get a... I thought I had asthma. I was like, do I got asthma? Is that what that is? I started Googling symptoms. I'm on ChatGPT. And I talked to Cass because she's a nurse, and she's like, no, it's just anxiety. I was like, wow, I have anxiety now. I'm 35 years old. I'll be 36 in September. And now I have anxiety? Bro, I've been arrested. I've been to jail. I got kicked out of high school. No anxiety then. No anxiety for midterms. No anxiety for finals. No anxiety for when I got arrested. But now I have anxiety. And I think it's because I have more to lose now. It feels like I'm playing life on hard mode now, as opposed to easy mode. And what I mean by that, hard mode is because I have more people depending on me now. Whereas when I was younger, it was just me, dude. Something happened to me, you know, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, my mom will be sad. Grandparents might be sad. But I'm not leaving anybody behind, you know. My mom will be fine. She's remarried. She's good. I got a great stepdad. She's got a good support system. She's got a brother and some sisters. She's fine. But now, man, it's different. Maybe this is the second chapter of my life where now I'm a father. You know, I'm a husband. Whereas before it was just me, dude. It was just me. I wasn't worried about nothing. I wasn't worried about losing anything. Something happened to me, whatever. Like, I almost feel like now I'm playing life on a high stakes mode. Everything's on me. Because, you know, Cass is a stay-at-home mom. And which is, I want it that way. I'm not complaining about her being a stay-at-home mom. I wanted it that way. Once YouTube started going well, I said, hey, I want you to quit your job. I don't want you to work anymore. I wanted that for her. So now that I've gotten it, and we're almost 2 years in, and shout out to you guys, man. Thank you. I'm a full-time creator now. Life could not be better. Life could not be better. This is the best, absolute best scenario I've had in my life ever. But I'm realizing that the success I was chasing isn't making me as happy as I thought it would. It's not. Like, I have more anxiety now than when I was broke. Maybe that's getting older. Maybe that's having a different sense of, like, a new lens on life now. Because now, like I said, it's high stakes. Something happens to me, I'm leaving my wife and my child behind. It's a big deal, right? And they're taken care of. If something does happen to me, we got life insurance policies. We're good. We're good. But this is the first time in my life I felt this. So it's a new feeling for me. I thought I'd felt it all. You know? I thought I'd felt it all. It's me, dude. Levi, you know everything, man. No, I don't. No, I don't. So I wanted to sit down and just record this video and almost use this as like a therapeutic session just to spew this out to you guys. So you could kind of realize that even though the videos you see where I'm laughing, joking, we're always having fun, and that's 90% of me. But there's this 10% that I think about this stuff, and I get in my head, and I have anxiety, and I want to work a lot, but when I work too much, I get away from my family. So it's a hard balance of, you know, wanting to work and provide and have a good life for baby Nichs and Cass, but then also spending enough time with them that they're getting all of me. Because the last thing that I want is to be an absent dad, but be a present pocketbook. You know, I don't want them to think, well, dad barely comes around, but he pays for everything. That's cool, I guess, because that's not love. Love is presence, in my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. When I was growing up, all I wanted to do was just be around my mom and dad. That was the love was in the presence. Now, the hugs were great. The kisses were great. The words of affirmation were great. All that stuff was awesome. But I just wanted to be present. I wanted to be around my mom. I wanted to be around my dad. Even though my dad was a piece of crap. My dad was a deadbeat. He was a druggie. They divorced when my parents were 11. I just wanted him to be there. Even though I was terrified of him, I still wanted him to be there. It was this weird sense of I wanted him to be there. So I want baby Nichs to have that as well. I want her to know, hey, dad's there. She just woke up from a nap. She's going crazy if you can hear her in the back. So I want baby Nichs to feel that. I want her to know that I'm there, I'm present. But there's this other side of me that wants to provide such a nice lifestyle for her and give her the opposite of what I had. I don't want her to be on government cheese. I don't want her to know that when she goes back to school, she's got to wear Walmart clothes. And I know that might sound really trivial. Levi, who cares? It's whatever. As a kid, you want to fit in so bad. The one thing you don't want to do is stand out. You don't want to be against the grain. You don't want to be the one kid that doesn't have stuff. Kids click up. As much as an individual as I am now, when I was middle school through high school, I wanted to fit in just like everybody else. Now, I wanted to be funny. Those are the years I built who I was, built my personality. I believe that personality that you have right now is built from the ages of about 10 to 20. And then that's who you are for the rest of your life. You just learn how to act in public. We're all about 17 years old internally, but we just know how to act in public. That's what it is. I still have the same childish, stupid jokes that come in my head, dumb ideas, crazy ambitions that I had when I was 17. I still have all that. But I know how to act in public now. It's this weird thing where now that I'm in my 30s, I know I can't dress a certain way. I know I can't say certain things. Keeping up on the slang isn't as important to me. You know, back in the day, that was the thing. You got to keep up on the trends. You got to know what's happening. You got to be listening to the popular songs. You got to be wearing the right clothes. And for me, I grew up so I was born in 1990. So I grew up in essentially the 2000s. And great era, by the way. But music was a lot different than it is now. Fashion was a lot different. Society was a lot different. I grew up in the era where you could call somebody gay. And it was like, oh, you're gay. Or you could say retarded, and it didn't matter. That's when I grew up. It didn't matter. Nowadays, it's like, whoa, dude, slow down, bro. Can't use the R word. And it's just a way different environment. And another sense of this is I make this correlation to what it was like when I grew up. And then I look at how baby Nichs is going to grow up. And it's a completely different world. It's a whole new world, a brand new place I've never really known. And so it's navigating that as not a kid anymore, but as a father, and saying, how can I protect baby Nichs enough to where she's not going to fall prey to what's happening? So it's like almost my job to keep up on what's happening. But at the same time, I got to let her live and learn. Because if you shelter children too much, and this is my opinion, we got some older, wiser guys here that watch. You let me know your opinion on this. If you shelter them too much, when they get out in the real world, they'll get taken advantage of. And that's not what I want. Especially having a daughter. Oh my God, of all the videos I've seen of the modern women and things like that, like it's going to be my duty and my job and my mission to make sure she doesn't turn out like these modern women who are entitled, who don't work for anything, who feel like everything should just come to them. I want her to be humble. I want her to have humility. And I feel like these are qualities that younger women aren't really taught. They're given princess treatment. And it's so easy to say that in theory, right? I can sit here and say this to you guys in pure confidence. But in reality, I have to go out there and live it. I have to, almost in a sense, control the chaos and the suffering for my daughter. Whereas for me, it was just kind of given to me. The chaos was just handed to me. I didn't have, my parents didn't have to control it. Because hardship is something that I think makes you a better person. Too much of it can make you turn sour, but just enough of it with the right mindset can make you very strong and resilient. And so it's my job now to almost control the struggle and provide a path of struggling, almost in a sense. So she gets these, she learns these lessons of humility and being humble and being able to navigate in the world knowing that it doesn't revolve around her. And then another thing I've been living by recently is just begin with the end in mind. Some of you guys have called in, and if you want to call in, you can, dude. Beginning with the end in mind. So when people call in, typically, this is what people do when they call in. They present me with a problem, or they present me with something going on in their life. And I always say, all right, if you had it your way, you're working overtime at Burger King, you can have it your way. What's the end goal in this? You're having all these struggles, you're having all this stuff that you're going through. What's the best case scenario for you getting out of it? What do you want? And so I'm giving people that advice. And for me, saying, begin with the end in mind. I want to provide a good lifestyle for Cass and baby Nichs. I want them to not want for anything, but I also don't want to raise my daughter to be entitled. So that's a fine line there, right? She can have what she wants, but she's also got to understand that she needs to earn it. So that's a whole path I got to navigate now, because I've never done this. I'm a first-time parent. This is new for me. And so I'm sitting here telling you guys this in a sense of humility, almost asking like, hey, if you guys got any gems, if you guys got any wise words for me, drop. Because we have guys that watch that are older. A lot of my audience is like 25 to 45. So we got guys that are older here that watch. If there's any first-time dads or any dads that have been dads for a while, please drop some gems in the comments, and we'll go over them in a later video. But this is a new era in my life where I'm navigating these things. So for any younger guys that are watching, I hope you can take something from this, because I'm kind of the testament of, you want something, you pray for it. If you're religious, you pray for it. If you're not religious, you try to manifest it, and you talk about it, and you focus on it, and you almost obsess over it. Like I'm obsessed about YouTube. I don't think you guys realize it. I've recorded a lot of videos. I live and breathe YouTube every day. There's not a day where I don't talk about it. There's not a day where I'm not checking analytics. There's not a day where I'm not thinking about how I can give you guys better value, better content, be a better version of myself, connect with you guys more. I'm obsessed. But from what I've read, what I've learned, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong about everything I say. It takes that level of dedication and obsession to be really good at something. Not to compare myself to Elon Musk in any regard, but it's an easy analogy to make. He's obsessed about being great at SpaceX and Tesla. He's obsessed over it. He's obsessed. So sometimes I feel bad because I'm obsessing over work when I should be obsessing over my family, right? But in a sense, this is the conundrum I have, right? I'm obsessing over work so I can provide a good lifestyle for my family. So it's such an odd struggle to be in. This is the first time I've been in this struggle, which is why I want to talk to you guys about it. It's such an odd place to be because I'm sitting here thinking, how can I do more with my content? How can I make more? How can I provide a good lifestyle? How can I save more? How can I invest? How can I be smart and prepare for the future? But also, like, I'm being hyper vigilant on the success of the business, which is YouTube. But I'm also trying to be as present as possible and hyper vigilant on being a good dad. But there's always this tie. It works in tandem. There's this tie for me of if your business is successful, your family will follow suit. And I don't know if that's the right order to put it in. Maybe it's get your family in check and your business will flourish. Or maybe it's get your business in check and your family will flourish. Or have them flourish at the same time. But for me, it's a tough balance. And Cass gets upset with me sometimes. I'll be transparent with you guys. She's like, "Hey, can we just not talk about YouTube for a second?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm obsessed. I want it to go well. I prayed so many days. I remember when I first started, and I'm very transparent on how much I make, and you guys can go to the community post tab on my YouTube channel. You can see I don't hide my analytics because I'm very thankful for it. But also, secondly, I'm proud. I worked very hard for it. So, but there's this sense of I need to be working really hard so I can provide a good lifestyle for my family. So it's finally happened. What I was going to say is, sorry, I got sidetracked. I prayed many, many days, many, many months that I would just make $10,000 a month on YouTube. I was like, Lord, please, one day, let me replace the income I have at my corporate job with YouTube. Please, Lord, please. Days and days and days and months and months and months of this. And it finally got into a point about 9 to 10 months in where I made my first like 10K month and I was over the frickin' moon. The next month I made like 22 grand and I was like, baby, let's go to Best Buy. I bought all new TVs for the crib. I was so hyped. I was like, get a sound bar. I was like Oprah Winfrey at Best Buy. It's whatever you want. You get a TV, you get a TV, you get a sound bar. What do you want? You want something? I just remember how good it felt. How good it felt. And 22K months then became the norm. And they didn't feel as good. And it's a weird feeling because I'm like, well, I'm doing just as good, but now I want more. Now I'm tracking this like it's a full-on business, which I consider it to be. I'm an S Corp. I have 5 employees. I got editors. I got clippers. I got a manager. I've got a CPA. I've got a financial planner. Like I'm taking this stuff very serious because I know there's a shelf life on this content creation stuff. So I want to be hyper vigilant on preparing for the future. Because there's no 401k for YouTube. You think they're doing a 401k match? No, I don't expect them to. This is a different type of industry. This isn't an industry where I get a pension. And that's okay. I'm not complaining about it. Because I'm smart with my money. I'm saving about 60% of my income every single month to prepare for that day. Because I know I need to. And that's the mature thing to do, is save. Everybody. And then another thing when I tell people about how well I'm doing, and I've made this mistake, and I think I make this mistake because I'm so proud, and it's a pride thing. It's probably an ego thing as well. Telling the people close to me how well I'm doing. You know, the first person I wanted to tell was my mom, because, you know, my mom's a single mom. I grew up, and we're thick as thieves. We're super tight. We've been through a lot of stuff together. You know, I remember telling her, like, I had a great month. You know, I made 40 grand. And she was like terrified by that. She's like, wait, what? You made 40,000? Like, what? Aren't you afraid? I was like, why would I be afraid? She goes, that's a lot of money. I was like, I mean, yeah, but like, aren't you proud? She's like, I wouldn't know what to do with all that. And I was like, that's not the response I expected you to have. I expected you to be like, great job. That's awesome. That's amazing. And it wasn't that reaction. And then I find myself drifting further away from I'm not drifting away from my friends in that regard, but I'm drifting away from a lot of the goals and aspirations that the people close to me have. Because these past 2 years I've been in a place of hyper growth, in my opinion. I could be wrong here. But I'm starting to see some serious success on YouTube. I'm starting to get brand deals consistently. I'm starting to get, I have some serious diehard subscribers. Like, some of you guys are amazing. Like, and I don't even know if that's the word. It's incredible to me to think that some of you guys show up every day. Like, it almost makes me want to tear up. Deceased Keister, which is a very nice way of saying dead ass. And I have like this sense of imposter syndrome, where I'm like, do I deserve it? Do I deserve this? Because I'm really not doing anything different than when I started. This is the same stuff I've been doing. Pull up videos, make light of stuff, roast people, crack jokes, keep things fun, keep things light. And so in a sense, I almost feel bad for making this video, because I don't want you guys to be like, here Levi's on his sappy train. But as corny and cornball as this sounds, it just felt right in my heart to share this stuff with you guys. Because I feel like, in a weird way, I feel really close to you guys. Even though I've never met some of you in person, and a lot of you guys I only know on your screen names. But when I watch the chat back, like when the premieres go live, there's this sense of elation. There's this sense of like appreciation, like love that I have for you guys. Because if you guys weren't watching, I'm not going to say these videos are meaningless, but without having an impact with the content, what's the point? It's like having a billboard out in the middle of the desert. Great. You're advertising. Great. You have your message out there, but nobody's seeing it. Or having a billboard out in the middle of the Amazon. It's like, whatever. I mean, that's cool that you have it out there, but you're really not making an impact. Nobody's really seeing this. So the fact that people are watching it, people are resonating with it. You guys message me on Facebook. You message me on IG. You message me on Twitter. These are things I prayed for. And now, some days I wake up, I have so many messages, it's overwhelming. I can't even look at all of them. Which is stuff I prayed for. But it's so weird. I don't have the time now because I'm a dad. I have an 8-month-old. And if for anybody that does have a kid, like, you guys know, it's a full-time freaking job. And then working from home is a blessing and a curse. And working for yourself is a blessing and a curse. Because now, as soon as I'm off work, it's back into dad mode. For some of you guys that get to go to work for 8 hours a day, I envy that sometimes. Because if I could lock in for 40 hours a week, dude, I could pump out 4 or 5 videos a day. I can't do that. I get to work maybe an hour or 2 a day. And so I feel like sometimes I'm cutting myself short. And I feel like I'm robbing not just me, but I'm robbing my family of the success I could be having if I could be doing more output. Because you look at these other guys. Look at Benny Johnson. Look at Anton Daniels. Look at Osmond Gold. These guys are putting out so much content, man. And I'm not comparing myself to those guys, because I always think comparison's the thief of joy. But when I look at YouTube, I look at it as I'm competing with the best out there. I'm competing with the dudes who are doing it the best. So I'm competing with the Benny Johnsons, the Osmond Golds, the Anton Daniels. These guys are what I'm striving to be. I'm trying to have those months that are insane, 6-figure months. Doing more. But I just simply don't have the bandwidth right now. I don't have the energy. Barely getting any sleep. Baby Nichs is kind of going through a sleep regression. I was up at 11 last night with a bottle in her mouth. We're up at 5 a.m. She's just crying. She's teething, poor baby. And it's nothing on her. I can't blame her. She's a baby. She didn't ask to be brought in this world. I owe her everything. I owe her all my energy, all my resources, all my time, all my love. I owe all of that to her. She didn't ask to be brought in this world. Baby Nichs owes me nothing. And that's the way it should be. Because that contract was between me and her mama. We know how children are made. But I wanted to share this with you guys. So if you're going, and I sound like some of the modern women I freaking make fun of all the time. If you're going through something, bro, talk to somebody about it. I'm not saying you got to go to a therapist. And yeah, I'm posting this online. But like I said, I've been thinking about this video for a long time, dude. I've been thinking about this video for probably 10 months, maybe even a year. I've been thinking about this video for a long time. And I said, it's not the right time yet. I kept telling myself, it's not the right time to make it. It's not the right time to make it. And I woke up today and I was supposed to record. And I said, today's the right time. Because I have a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot of stuff weighing on my heart that I wanted to tell you guys because I feel like we are really close. But other updates, dude, life's been great. Besides the no sleep part, getting back in the gym, eating better. Cass and I's relationship it seems like it gets better every day, which is awesome. Baby Nichs is growing. She's healthy. She's eating well. She's growing like a freaking weed. She's over 20 pounds now. She's hitting a lot of milestones really early. She can sit up by herself. She can crawl by herself. She's grabbing things. She's pointing. She's pinching. All these little milestones she's starting to hit. There's some words she's saying, dada, mama. Like, she's doing awesome. So I sit here and think, like, what do you complain about? Life is going so well. There's probably a lot of people that would kill to be in your position. And I always thought, looking at these other guys, like, man, if I could just have if I could have a sliver of the success they're having, I'd be good. That's really not the case, man. And I never believed people that had a lot of money, and I don't consider myself rich. I don't consider myself wealthy. I consider myself to be doing all right. I'm doing okay. I'm not worried about the next meal. I'm not having a nickel and dime and be like, oh, we can't afford that. You know, if Cass wants to go to TJ Maxx, baby, go to TJ Maxx. You want to go to Target? Cool. You want that new bathing suit? Baby, go ahead. You want a new pair of shoes? Go for it. I don't have to sweat those things. And being raised up poor, I always thought, man, once I get to a point where I don't sweat those things, I'll be fine, dude. And it's not really the case. Because now I don't have just the business pressure, the YouTube pressure, the growth of the business pressure. I've got like a family pressure now. So it's like coming from both sides. So it's an odd spot for me. Like I prayed and prayed and prayed for this position that I'm in. And it almost seems as it's not hitting as hard as I thought it would. You know, I thought all my other problems would go away and I thought everything would be hunky-dory. I thought everything would be cool. Whatever, I'm good now, dude. I'm chilling, man. No problems over here, dog. But now the problems are all internal. And I'm not telling you guys I'm depressed. I'm just sad as I could. I'm not, dude. No, I wake up happy. Like I said, it's about 10% of the time I go through these things of these spouts of anxiety and overthinking and I could be doing this and I could be doing this. It's something about working for yourself that I never understood. Because when you work for somebody, they're telling you what to do. They can set the pace. They can set the goals. Hey, you know, Levi, we need to hit you. And I was a sales guy. I was in corporate sales. Levi, you need to hit X, Y, Z. You need to be here. Here's your goals. Now I'm making all those for myself. And I always think, could I be doing more? Are you doing enough? Am I hitting the goals? Should my goals be bigger? I'm achieving the goals that I've set out for myself, but do they need to be bigger? And so it's almost this sense of hypergamy, like a business hypergamy, you know, as opposed to a women hypergamy wanting a better guy all the time. It's almost like a business hypergamy. If I want to do better all the time. I want to be better all the time. So it's such an odd spot. Such an odd spot. And so I might start doing more of these videos. Depending on how well this one does. If you guys like it, if you don't like it, I won't do it anymore and I'll just talk to Cass. But if you do like it, I'll try to start doing more of these. So you guys can get really a glimpse. Because the reason I make videos, dude, is to find people that think like me and like what I like and are aligned with what I believe and bring us as close as possible. That's the whole point of these videos, is to bring us as close as possible. Like I want you guys to feel like you know me. So if you see me out in public, Levi, what's happening? Like I love running into you guys. I've not had a bad interaction yet. Everybody's been super nice. They shook my hand, told me how much they appreciate what I do. Like it's been absolutely amazing. And that's why I do it. That's why I do it. Maybe it's an ego thing of wanting the validation. And it probably is. But even from a young age, and this sounds so bad, even from a young age, I always knew I had something. I was like, God, I have something. I just got to find it. And I thought I was going to find it when I tried to be a musician. Because that was my first love, was music. And I did it at an okay level. I was a professional musician in a blues, funk, and soul band. I was playing 20, 25 shows a month, and then I wanted to be a rapper. I was a failed rapper. That fizzled out really hard. And I told myself once I'm 30 years old, I'm like, bro, you got to hang the cleats up. If you ain't playing out shows and you ain't touring, bro, it's over. But I got everything I've ever wanted. But it still feels like I'm lacking. So it's just such a weird spot to be, dude. Such a weird spot to be. But I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about it. Just to give you guys a glimpse. But let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know, like, do you guys like this? I don't know, it's kind of like this soapbox content, this deep dive into what I'm going through. Like, do you guys resonate with any of this stuff? Do you like this stuff? If you like it, great. I'll do more of these. If you don't, we're just going to keep it lighthearted. Because, I mean, that's the bread and butter of the channel. It's what I like doing. But there was something inside me that said I was robbing you guys if I didn't give you an insight on how I felt. So, I don't know. Ain't that right, Lokes? Come here. Oh, you just want a treat. Okay, all right. Well, let's get you a treat. Let's get you a treat. Here you go. Free. Go to your place. So, but I really do hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I was kind of going out on a limb. Like I said, I've been thinking about this video for 10 months, 12 months, close to a year, of like the exact titles I was going to use and everything. I was like, all right, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to do. As far as the titles, I had that idea down, but I didn't know I was going to talk about in the video. And it just felt really premature when I was thinking about it then. But now, like as of today, when I woke up, I was thinking, today's the day. You're going to make this video. Let me know what you guys think. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's always good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.